recent years, a quiet but significant shift has been taking place among young men. More and more are stepping back from traditional ambitions, relationships, and even social life. This isn't always obvious at first glance. Many are still going to school or working, but underneath there's a growing sense of disengagement. Today we'll explore why so many young men are quietly giving up, what's driving this trend, and what it means for our society as a whole. Let's start by looking at the signs that something fundamental is changing. You might notice that young men are spending more time alone, less interested in dating, or even dropping out of the workforce. These aren't just isolated cases. Across different countries, statistics show a rise in young men living at home longer, delaying major life milestones, and reporting lower levels of happiness. The signs are subtle but widespread, and they point to a deeper issue beneath the surface. Let's dig into what's really going on and why these patterns are becoming more common. Society's expectations for young men have shifted dramatically. In the past, there was a clear path: finish school, get a job, start a family. Today, those milestones feel less attainable or even less appealing. Economic uncertainty, changing gender roles, and the rise of technology have all played a part. Many young men feel lost, unsure of what's expected of them or how to measure success. This confusion can lead to withdrawal and a sense of giving up before even starting. Job market has become more competitive and less forgiving. Entry-level positions often require advanced degrees or experience that many young men don't have. Wages have stagnated and the cost of living keeps rising. For some, it feels like no matter how hard they try, they can't get ahead. This economic pressure can be overwhelming, leading to feelings of hopelessness and a desire to retreat from the struggle altogether. Technology has transformed the way we live, work, and connect. For young men, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, it offers endless entertainment and distraction: video games, social media, streaming. On the other, it can isolate and disconnect. Many find themselves spending hours online, replacing real-world experiences with virtual ones. This shift can make it harder to build relationships, develop social skills, or find motivation for offline goals. Mental health challenges are on the rise among young men. Anxiety, depression, and loneliness are increasingly common, yet many feel unable to talk about their struggles. There's still a stigma around seeking help and some worry about appearing weak. This silence can make problems worse, leading to a cycle of withdrawal and despair. Addressing mental health openly is a crucial step in reversing the trend of giving up. Friendships and social networks are vital for well-being, but many young men report feeling isolated. As traditional community spaces decline and online interactions replace face-to-face contact, it's harder to form deep, supportive relationships. This social disconnection can amplify feelings of loneliness and make it even more tempting to give up on trying to connect. Family structures have changed too. Divorce rates are higher and many young men grow up in single-parent households. Some lack strong male role models or supportive environments. These changes can affect self-esteem and the ability to navigate adulthood. Without guidance, it's easy to feel adrift and unsure of how to move forward. Education is another area where young men are struggling. Dropout rates are higher for boys and fewer are enrolling in college compared to girls. Some feel disconnected from the school system or believe it doesn't offer real opportunities. This educational gap can have long-term effects, making it harder to find stable, well-paying jobs and increasing the temptation to give up. Dating and relationships have changed dramatically. Many young men feel uncertain about how to approach romance in a world with shifting norms and expectations. Some are afraid of rejection or feel they don't measure up. Others simply opt out, choosing to avoid the risk and complexity of modern dating. This retreat can lead to even greater isolation and a sense of giving up on love altogether. What does it mean to be a man today? Traditional ideas of masculinity are being challenged, and many young men feel caught between old expectations and new realities. Some struggle to find a sense of identity or purpose. This confusion can lead to frustration, withdrawal, and a reluctance to engage with the world. Media plays a powerful role in shaping how young men see themselves. From movies to social media, the images and messages they receive can be confusing or even damaging. Unrealistic standards of success, appearance, and behavior create pressure to live up to impossible ideals. For some, it's easier to give up than to constantly feel like they're falling short. Peer groups can be both supportive and stressful. Young men often feel pressure to fit in, act tough, or hide their true feelings. This can make it hard to ask for help or admit vulnerability. Over time, the need to conform can lead to emotional exhaustion and a sense of giving up on being authentic. Balancing work, school, and personal life is harder than ever. Many young men feel overwhelmed by competing demands and expectations. Without clear boundaries or support, it's easy to burn out. Some respond by withdrawing from responsibilities altogether, choosing to opt out rather than constantly struggle to keep up. Positive role models can make a huge difference, but many young men lack mentors or examples to look up to. Without guidance, it's hard to know how to navigate challenges or set goals. This absence can contribute to a sense of aimlessness and the feeling that giving up is the only option. Some young men turn to alcohol or drugs as a way to cope with stress, anxiety, or boredom. While this might offer temporary relief, it often leads to more problems in the long run. Substance use can deepen feelings of isolation and make it even harder to break the cycle of giving up. Having a sense of purpose is key to motivation and resilience. Many young men struggle to find meaning in their lives, especially when traditional paths seem blocked or unappealing. Without a clear purpose, it's easy to drift and eventually give up on pursuing goals. Even when young men recognize they're struggling, many hesitate to seek help. Barriers include stigma, lack of resources, or simply not knowing where to turn. This reluctance can leave them feeling trapped and alone, reinforcing the cycle of disengagement. Cultural values are evolving rapidly. What was once considered a successful or respectable life path may no longer apply. Young men are navigating a world where old rules don't fit and new ones aren't always clear. This uncertainty can make it hard to commit to any direction, leading to hesitation and withdrawal. Achievement is often tied to self-worth, but when opportunities are scarce or recognition is hard to come by, it's easy to feel defeated. Young men who struggle to achieve in school, work, or relationships may internalize failure and give up on trying altogether. For some, online communities offer a sense of belonging and support, but these spaces can also reinforce negative beliefs or encourage withdrawal from real life. It's a complex dynamic. While some find comfort, others become more isolated and disengaged from the world around them. Achieving financial independence is harder than ever. Many young men struggle to find stable jobs or afford housing. This lack of independence can feel demoralizing and make it tempting to give up on traditional markers of adulthood. Repeated rejection, whether in relationships, jobs, or social circles, can take a heavy toll. Over time, it can erode confidence and make it feel safer to stop trying. For many young men, the fear of rejection becomes a barrier to engagement and growth. Identity is a complex puzzle, especially in a world that's changing fast. Young men are searching for who they are and where they fit. Without clear answers, it's easy to feel lost and give up on the journey of self-discovery. Expectations from family, peers, and society can feel overwhelming. Young men may feel pressure to succeed, provide, or act a certain way. When these expectations feel impossible to meet, giving up can seem like the only way to escape constant disappointment. Hope is a powerful motivator, but it can be hard to hold onto in tough times. When young men lose hope for the future, it's easy to stop trying. Rebuilding hope through support, opportunity, and understanding is essential for reversing the trend of giving up. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks. It's a skill that can be learned and strengthened, but many young men haven't had the chance to develop it. Encouraging resilience through mentorship, community, and positive experiences can help young men face challenges without giving up. Community provides support, connection, and a sense of belonging. When young men are part of strong communities, they're less likely to give up. Investing in community spaces and relationships can make a real difference in helping young men stay engaged and hopeful. Talking openly about struggles, hopes, and fears can break the cycle of silence. Encouraging young men to share their experiences and listen to others helps build understanding and resilience. Open conversations are a key step toward change. Trend of young men quietly giving up is a complex issue with many causes, but it's not inevitable. By understanding the challenges, supporting each other, and building hope, we can help young men find purpose and engagement once again. The future can be brighter if we work together to create opportunities and foster resilience. Let's keep the conversation going and support the young men in our lives.